Oh man, we live. Okay.
Oh, we're live.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That was quick.
Okay.
Oh man.
Wow.
Okay. Well, hey guys, welcome to Orange Room, the new Orange Room Radio. The new. For right now, man, I guess this is according to the council vintage.
Yeah. yeah.
And so my name is John Beal. I'm here with my best friends, I guess. Yeah.
For sure.
I hope.
Yeah.
Right.
We got Robert Bobby Jackson.
Robert. I'm 52 now. We can call me Robert. Mr. Respis will be happy.
Yeah, we have Greg Williams.
Hey, y'all. What's up?
And we have Vincent C.
Hey.
And yeah, we are the council. And tonight, man, we are talking about this election.
Yes, we are.
And you know the ramifications or the I don't know what other words are we going to use the consequences,
Consequences,
And
the
repercussions.
repercussions, air and opportunity.
Yeah. So this is our inaugural broadcast here, doing video from Orange Room Media. This is my first broadcast here in our brand new studio, man. So
Hey, man, this is nice.
Beautiful, man.
hey, appreciate
We were
it.
in this room before, weren't we?
Yes, we have been in this room many times, man. But it's a
Looks different.
it's a different vibe,
Dude,
now.
when you told me how long ago it was, 15, 16 years we were doing it?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Well, not
And
quite
we-
15. It was it's like 12.
Well, but we still here.
Yeah.
But we're still here.
That's the
Yeah,
main
it
thing.
And we're gonna talk about things ourselves, but we're also gonna check out. We're gonna check out, some feeds from MSNBC and what's the dude's name? Steve
Kornacki.
Steve Kornacki and his khaki
And-
pants.
It's tacky pants.
Yeah. So we'll cut into all of that. But in the meantime, man, what's going on with you guys? I mean, what are your thoughts right now? We're chicken winging this thing.
Chicken wing. I got to say something real honest.
All right.
When this all first hit and Biden had to drop out, I said, after the first debate with Trump and Kamala, I said, this is going to be the biggest blowout in the history of the presidential race in the United States of America. And then I stopped and went, but this country crazy. It looks like, but my mind said this should be a complete shutout.
And it still might be.
But
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
this country is crazy.
This country is
They will fool you every time.
and it is completely divided.
If you had to put money on it, would you say it would be a blowout? If you had to bet money
Not a blowout, no.
You mean tonight?
tonight,
Oh, most definitely. Landslide.
I saw yours.
yeah.
I think it's a landslide.
Landslide.
I think I think
Landslide.
she's gonna get more than 270.
Okay.
I think she's gonna get more than 270. I don't think we're gonna have a decision tonight, unless we get a decision in. If we get a decision tonight, the decision is gonna happen in the next hour. If it doesn't happen in the next hour, then I do not think we're gonna have a decision.
Well, you
tonight.
got to wait for California, Oregon, and Washington, and that's 3 hours before those. So, I mean, that's 50 electoral votes.
How
in
long we
California.
gonna be here tonight?
But that
No,
right
we're
there,
not gonna be here that long,
them
man.
50, them 50.
But,
But
she'll
you
get to
already-
270 tonight. Well, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna be sleepy.
So,
Ain't nobody get
We're gonna wake up
anything-
with good news.
Nobody's
No
gonna
rest.
get a thing done in the office tomorrow.
No
Well, I
rest.
want to shout out to my daughter. I think she's watching us right now.
Okay.
And I'm excited because you have a younger generation that is engaged, and she's like emotionally engaged. You know,
Yeah.
she's scared. She's like, "Dad, they don't have enough electoral votes, and why are they all?" And I'm like, "This thing is a marathon. It's not a sprint."
Right.
No, that's true. And it's funny you say that because the high schools, first time I saw that this year, where they actually took students that were 18 and eligible to vote, and they actually took them to the polls.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
So you're right. They are, this generation, they are engaged.
Yeah. I'm encouraged about that. So what are we looking like, John? What you got?
All right. So right now, What do we have? North Carolina, Trump is 81% to, what's this, 17%?
I don't know.
But that doesn't mean, for it to be that far apart, that means nobody's,
What's the what
Earlier they'd only done
What is the
what's
percentage of votes
precincts
in?
reporting?
They're still
27% of the precincts.
Yeah, we early.
third.
So it's not even a third. you know.
Right, right. And Fulton County in Atlanta has not even reported all of theirs. Remember, that's what took us over the top 4 years ago.
Man,
And
you
Fulton
know-
County
you know-
finally,
man, you-
slowly.
Man, you know who took us over the top? They said it was Fulton County, but it was really Clayton and
Clayco.
DeKalb.
Clayton.
Clayton and DeKalb say took Georgia Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, shout
It's the one time I ever said something positive about Clay County, man.
Wow.
Gentrification in effect.
Yeah, man. You know, we keep talking about Atlanta full, but you know, if y'all gonna turn us blue, man, come
Well,
on.
watch Fayette too now. You know, Fayette was red 4 years ago. They're projecting Fayette County to be flipped.
Yeah, they're
Man, let me
working on
tell you, the fact that Forsyth County in 2020, it was not, it didn't go for Joe Biden, but it was one of those numbers that was so crazy. That was one of the counties where they were saying, where Trump was asking for however many 11. I just need 11,000 votes, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And he was trying to find them in Forsyth County because so many people in Forsyth County voted for Joe Biden, for Uncle
Right.
Joe, because it was crazy, man. So like, I'm like Forsyth County, but then have you been up to Forsyth County recently?
Lately, yeah.
And it's not what it.
I haven't, but I heard.
It ain't the Hosea
it
Williams.
ain't the
Forsyth
Hosea
Williams.
County.
No,
Oh,
man.
I was at that march.
I was too.
I was at that march.
Word?
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know you then. That's funny.
We wasn't cool then.
No.
Mortal enemies.
Yeah, pretty
even.
much.
But yeah, I was there.
Mortal enemies.
Well, I was at the second. I was at the second march. You know, there was two of them.
The first one they got
One
their
of them they
heads
got.
crushed.
It
wasn't that
was
one.
Edmund Pettus Bridge
Right.
all over again. No, we went to the more subdued, calm
Shout out to
one.
the elders and their ancestors because I wasn't at
that was
that
the one
one.
opening came to.
Right.
So let's talk about the let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. So many
Pun intended. Elephant and donkey. Go ahead.
so many of people who I talked to still didn't want to vote.
Because they didn't want to do jury duty.
I understand that part.
I don't.
I hate jury duty.
Oh my God.
I hate jury duty. I hate court.
Shout out to my brother for getting me out of jury
Had to
duty
be a
last
vote.
time.
Yeah, I hate jury duty.
They asked me, does any of your family member work for an insurance company? I was like, thank you, Jesus. Randy Williams works for State Farm. They sent me that message. You are excused.
That may be the
But-
sole reason I registered. Is to be on jury duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a dude that did it. But
Yeah.
because
No,
he
no.
was like, that's easy money.
Dang it.
Boy, dang.
Dang it. Well, so for me, it's not so much that it's easy money. Hey, Will, just real quick, I just want to let you know this TV and this monitor in here went off, man. That might be part of your issue.
Will,
What's
super
going on?
producer.
Super,
Let me see,
super
I'm just-
engineer.
So
in
I
effect.
just turned it back on. That might have been part of the issue with why you were not getting the feed up. I don't know. Sorry.
No, we're good.
Hey man, this is live. So.
we
That's
in your house.
We
Right.
right.
No, I'm apologizing. I'm
Sure.
apologizing
To
to
the
the
audience.
people that
Because
might.
then people, I'm getting people listening. They're like, oh, we on, we listen. So I guess they see us or hear us or
Yeah.
something.
Good.
Okay, great.
All right, so Donald Trump is the projected winner of Texas.
Surprise!
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yeah. So my son earlier today, he said, you know what? We should just let Texas secede and let Trump be the president of Texas.
You know, he'll take that.
Ah,
Yeah,
y'all
he'll
got it.
take that.
that's
I can
good.
do it.
That's
Go ahead.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
Yeah,
They can have it.
He'll take it all day.
I mean, that's a lot of oil.
Well, look, as far as
but-
these projections,
Yeah.
I'm not listening to these projections because they projected Arizona Fox News projected Arizona.
Already.
Oh,
No, I'm talking
No,
about
I'm
4
talking about
years
4
ago.
years ago.
oh, I'm
And then
not
they
listening to
they
anything
pulled
Fox
that back.
News.
And so when they say projected, I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till all the votes are counted.
All right, West Virginia. Yeah, okay.
We knew that.
But yeah, I mean, certain's a given. You know, what they say,
Is
South
Mississippi still too early to call?
It's still
was-
white. It's
I
not
was tripping
on
about.
CNN's board. They
I'm
haven't
like,
shown it.
you know, you got Alabama. They called Alabama quick, but what's up with Mississippi?
Carolina.
Why is that
'Cause
too
they-
early to
they-
call?
It's hard for them to count that high.
Wow.
You know what, man?
Shout out to all my people from
Hey, man.
Jackson, man.
I
love
got some
y'all.
folk in Mississippi. I'm
I got
not gonna
my-
laugh
my
at
whole-
that.
my whole
I'm not gonna
family.
laugh at that on air.
My family's in Mississippi right now, and they all went out and voted.
Shout out to
man.
Meridian.
Meridian, Mississippi went out
Shout
and
out
voted.
to
man.
Jackson and
Jackson went out and voted, man, for Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of Mississippi, as Nina Simone might say, Mississippi.
Oh,
But it's gonna be interesting, man. So let's just put this out there.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
well, no, I wanted, since we were talking about the elephant in the room, not necessarily this room, but the fact that we represent probably one of the biggest elephants in this whole political move this go round. All these black men pulling for Trump. Where's
I don't
this
get
coming
it.
from?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is this about?
I
don't
think
know.
I think it's misinformation. Also,
Oh, okay.
I think that's only part of it.
I
though, but
personally
do
believe
get
it's
that.
misinformation.
I think a good part of it is misinformation. I think a good part of it is falsely inflated.
Okay.
I think the numbers are falsely inflated.
Right.
However, it would be disingenuous or naive to think that it's not.
Right.
Yeah. No. There's
It's
a
thing,
real.
right. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
We are not a monolith.
yeah.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah. We are not a monolith, but
Password.
Should have common sense.
for
Your Wi-Fi. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt your thought, but if you
But
can't
no,
get the Wi-Fi
no,
password, life is bad.
why are we? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all threw me off.
I
man.
did.
Well, I think
Keep talking.
I think number one, I think more black men voted for Kamala than was reported. Number one, I believe that. But the outliers, but the ones who decided not to, there's still this space in the black community where, and well, just this whole gender gap piece, that we're just not comfortable with a woman leading us, or whether or not she is strong enough to lead men. I'm a faith. I bring the faith component here. I heard a sermon yesterday when they were talking about Deborah, who was a judge in the book of Joshua, and they were correlating the fact that women can lead men, and they have the strength to do it. I think some of us African American men get caught up in the minutia of the commentary, and we believe everything that we hear instead of doing our own research. Shout out to D.L. Hughley for coming back
Man,
and saying I was wrong.
Yeah, he did.
I did my research and found out that she's not what
I thought.
everybody was putting out there with regards to her record as DA.
Right.
So I think that at the bottom line is
you just escape out of this and then hit podcast.
you got to do your research. You got to do your own research.
I hear about the minutia and the overblown thing, but what was the total last go round in Georgia? Was 12,000 votes was the difference?
Yeah.
You get
Right,
get
that's
12,000.
brothers.
That's
That's
you
brothers.
get 12,000 black men that say, "Man, forget that witch. I ain't trying to hear that."
Right.
That's a quick flip, and I'm trying to understand. When we talk about misinformation, but golly, like
There's some misinformation, but here's the thing, man. So it's the part that racks my brain is these brothers really think Trump likes them. These brothers really think that Trump is going to be good for their bottom line.
yes,
These brothers
Some of them
really
do.
no, and I'm trying to understand that,
Right,
Because
me
I
too.
can tell you as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a black man in America, his first term was a financial disaster for me.
right.
And for a lot of others.
And I can tell you that he cost me in his first 100 days major deals when he did the Muslim ban.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a whole conglomerate of artists that I was slated to start producing that were going to be coming from this Korean record label, and these artists were coming from all over the world.
Right.
And the first thing he did was do this Muslim ban. And a lot of that, it wasn't, most people don't even realize it wasn't just a Muslim ban. If you had been to any one of these Muslim countries within a certain amount of time on your passport stamp,
Right.
they were denying you entry as well.
Right.
And the company that I was getting ready to work with actually pulled the plug on the whole thing. Like, they went radio silent on me. They actually ghosted me because it wasn't, it was no longer viable for them to even continue to do business
Right.
with me. And I can tell you that was a huge deal that it cost me. I mean, our conversation right now would be very different.
Yeah, but I got a stimulus check. I mean, and this is the logic
And
that
that's
comes
the-
behind that.
But he did not want.
He didn't want that.
He didn't want us
Took
to
credit
have
for it
those.
after, though.
Yeah, he took credit for it
major
because he said his
credit.
name.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but the House, the Democratic-led House, was
the one
pushing
that-
those stimulus checks, and he pushed against it.
Correct. He did.
I understand that.
Right, right.
get
I
it.
get you. No, I know what you're saying. I know where you're going.
This is the classic
Misinformation.
thing of misinformation, and I got something.
Yeah.
Some people I got
Something.
something.
Yeah.
And let's even pivot to the border. All his talk about the border and wanting to fix the border. Well, there was a bill in the House that was bipartisan that both houses were excited about.
Louisiana just went for Donald Trump.
We knew that.
Okay.
We knew that. That's
I'm just, as they come in.
No. We good for that. But he called the Republican leadership and told them to kill the bill because he didn't want Biden to get the credit.
Credit for it. Right?
So that's just what he does. But I'm more concerned not about his previous 4 years. I'm concerned about the potential of another 4 years because this time he ain't gonna have John Kelly.
He's not gonna have.
He ain't gonna have General Maddox. He's not gonna have those
there's
guard.
Nobody guard. None of
It's
the guard
he
rails.
gonna put all trigger pullers. Y'all know what trigger pullers are.
Yeah.
There's some folk that they fake it, but there's some folk, you in law enforcement, there's some folk that they want to pull the trigger. They want to drop the bomb. And he gonna find everybody that's gonna do his bidding, his will. He got the Supreme Court
Right. That's the part
that has given him immunity. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned that we're not. They say democracy is at stake. That's a real idea.
No, that's fact. And take it past the 4 years. Take it past his 4 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're still feeling the repercussions
Of
his
the
first
previous,
term,
yeah,
right?
hurt.
So it's
everybody.
like,
And so here's the thing. This is the part that most people don't realize. Usually, a good economy or a bad economy is the result of the previous 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Not necessarily the previous administration,
Right,
But
right.
the previous 4 years,
Right.
Policies that go into place.
Yep. It takes about 4 to
it
6
takes
years
about
for
4.
them to trickle into
Yeah.
the economy. Right.
This, though, what you're talking about now is the problem with this country and this electoral process. I heard somebody put it the other day that said presidential election is pure marketing. That's it. We can sit here and have a political discussion because we have a certain level, and I'm going to say it, a certain level of intellect that we can talk about it,
Yeah.
that the average American doesn't have. They want to be catered to. They want to party. They want to see who got the best jokes. They want to see it's social media at its finest.
How many likes you getting on Instagram?
Right. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I thought it was kind of cool. But the fact that you have the vice president of the United States who is currently running for president at her rally with Glorilla singing and dancing to I ain't got no hitters, ain't no hitters, ain't got this is what the presidency has come to?
Yes.
So if it is a landslide,
Yeah.
it's probably gonna be the way we don't want it to go.
Excuse me,
Okay.
who is Glorilla?
Rhode Island. Okay, Rhode Island just went for Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah,
Which
and I
is-
just worked her rally 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
in DeKalb County.
Yeah.
I literally just worked it, and it was a good moment because I got a chance to see President Obama, who I never saw in person.
Right.
I got a chance to actually lay eyes on that brother. And the first thing I was telling a lot of my colleagues when we was working, I said, "This is amazing. Look at all. There's over 20,000 people here, but if they don't get out and vote, none of this matters. Like, none of it matters."
Yeah, right.
And, I was talking to the Secret Service guys. I was talking to Homeland Security, and they were just saying they was glad when it's over because they have to travel and it's taking them away from their families, and it's just a hard life, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just looking all around. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. But if none of these folk get out there and really vote, all of this is just a big party.
But now I have to say this. I mean, let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back. Love Uncle Joe. Love him. I mean, Joe Biden's my guy. But after that debate, I said, it's looking really bad.
And they said it too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
they said it too.
so it was Kamala to the rescue.
Yeah, they said it too.
And you know what I'm glad the Democrats did? They didn't fight. They didn't have some outlier personality come up and challenge. They all galvanized around one person that made a decision and said we're going. And then they had the Democratic National Convention. And when they got to Georgia, 5 and 9, for what? I was like, and when you talk about look, as far as the parties, I mean, I feel you,
Right.
I feel you, but we were looking at a whole different space before Kamala got on that ticket. That's all I'm saying.
And nobody cared what the policy was going to be. Nobody cared what we cared about was y'all see what Lil Jon did. What was the number when she was in Houston and Beyonce hits the stage to endorse her publicly? What was the number one takeaway? Anybody know?
I don't even.
She didn't sing.
She didn't sing.
She didn't sing.
Why didn't Beyonce sing? Wait, what?
What? And so that's the minutiae stuff.
I mean, look. Okay, well, we can even take it even further. Taylor Swift. I mean, the whole, I guess, but you got to get. I see both sides. You got to get these young people engaged.
I agree.
You got to get. I mean, my daughter is watching this show right now because she's engaged.
What you said about your daughter earlier, though, is she's emotionally engaged, which is where most of us are. So,
well, why is she?
For the reasons we talk about.
No.
Why is she emotionally engaged?
Because she got a daddy that taught her early how important this season is. Now, you can do all the fluff stuff. I'm not coming off on you, but you can do all the fluff stuff all you want. But when you have elders who give you oral tradition, which I think we are missing in our community, telling the story of how we got here. My dad used to tell, God bless his soul, God bless your pop. My dad, on the night that Barack Obama was elected president, I started crying. And I was sitting next to my father. Okay, all right. I'm going to be good. Don't worry.
No, it's good.
I was sitting next to my dad. And my dad was like, why are you crying? You weren't there when my mother's was a maid and a white woman stepped over her like she was a dog in my presence. You weren't there when da-da-da. I said, but Dad, you told me.
Right.
And when you told me your story, it became my story.
Right. That part.
And I think all of us in this room do that, but we got to spread that stuff, man, into our communities so that brothers in the barbershop ain't got to worry about whether or not we're going to vote for Kamala because we telling the story.
Nah, man, but you can't have that's critical race theory, man. You can't have that.
Yeah, better get
DHR or DIA, what do they call it?
DEI.
DEI.
Y'all better get a private school. Shout out to
funny because
TSK.
they've taken all these acronyms and they've spent it the way they want to spend it.
Yeah.
It's like anything that we come up with to galvanize us, DEI didn't earn it. It's all kind of negative connotations to just, really put down stuff that we've done.
Or woke. They've just taken
they've
that
taken
word.
woke. They've galvanized woke.
Took it like they took the rainbow.
They took it quick.
Oh,
Took it quick.
Wow.
I mean, it's
I feel
factual.
you though.
Yeah,
I feel you though. I mean,
co-op.
So I'm about to say something,
step
man.
in.
This is
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
man, this is about to be bad.
Don't
already,
step in.
man.
We about to be
There's
censored.
a donkey in the room.
So you want to know why black men are voting for Trump?
Yes, I want to know. I want to know.
It's straight black men that are voting for Trump.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gay black men aren't voting for Trump?
No.
Trans black men aren't voting for
No.
Trump? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to open that Pandora's box.
Thank
Keep
you.
going.
Please thank you. I was looking at you like, where you about to go?
Nowhere. I'm listening to John.
No, and so first of all, let me just say this so that nobody comes after me
Disclaimer.
personally.
Here we go.
No, I mean, it's not even just disclaimer. Man, love who you love, be who you're going to be.
Right.
That's where I am on this whole thing. And I don't have to agree with your lifestyle to love you anyway.
Right.
Right.
Not only do I not have to agree with your lifestyle to love you anyway, I don't have to agree with your lifestyle to fight for you to celebrate your lifestyle.
Right.
Correct.
Period. That's your choice and that's your life and your freedom, your responsibility, whatever you want to call it. You're right, and I will fight for you to have that if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
However,
News coming.
when everything and I'll call it the alphabet agenda.
Okay.
When the alphabet agenda becomes where it leapfrogged black man's agenda, black people's agenda.
Okay.
But who do you blame for that?
The messenger.
Let him keep going. I want to hear where this keep going.
You're saying, okay, Donald Trump's.
Okay, King.
Okay. He wants to know too. Okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is they and I'm speaking in appearances where a lot of black men feel like their agenda has, for lack of a better term, trumped.
Sorry.
Has been Trump.
Has trumped our agenda.
Can I jump in right quick with some news?
Yeah, sure.
Just NBC is reporting that Sarah McBride becomes the first out transgender person elected to Congress. To your point.
Right on time. Right on time.
I mean, this just came down the pipe.
Honestly, John, we have political discussions a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, John most often is my political go-to.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
This is my community go-to in Vic. This is my spiritual go-to in Greg. This is my political go-to in John.
There it is.
And so John is literally saying the unspoken thing. Because honestly, it really ain't about the checks, that stimulus checks. It ain't about necessarily, my crypto or not. No, what you said, I believe, is the most accurate reason that black men are going, man, this. No, hell no. We've been pushed to the back too long. And now, again, it's going, first of all, it was women. Then it was the gays. Then it was whatever other ethnicity or minority or whatever you want. It's like black men are always the last ones to get whatever. And now they just fed up.
And the DNC is catering to every other group but black men.
But
Straight black men.
That's factual.
But why can't black men just step up and take leadership instead of if to y'all's point, if you're saying that why we in the back of the line, dude, get up and get to the front of the line. Why?
Because you. And I'm only speaking from a media standpoint. From a media standpoint, we've been hushed and silenced.
Anybody disagreeing yet? He's still on point.
We don't have a platform. What platform?
So Keishna just asked the same question. What's the black man agenda? What's black man gonna speak on?
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
And I heard a rapper who I respect a lot, but he said something I didn't necessarily agree with. And he made a statement at a rally, and he said, "You're a prosecutor, so I already know what side of the aisle you stand on. Why would I vote for that?" Now, I have an issue with that, and part of it is my profession.
I feel you.
But other part is that's a job.
That's her job.
Mississippi
That's her job.
just went to
Trump.
yes.
Yep.
So we can't have a little bit of compartmentalization and separate the two, your job from actually who you are and your actual beliefs. Like, y'all know, 3:30, uniform come off. I don't give a flip about
About none of
You're right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't like that particular, and I actually respect this brother a lot, but I didn't appreciate that comment.
That's fine.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Now, back to the question at hand. What is the agenda then? What do black men want? To say, okay, we're gonna come to the front of the line for this, or we're gonna come to the front of the line.
Can we ever get unified on one agenda?
We can't because
Yeah, so there it
we're
is.
not a monolith.
No,
There
we're
it
not
is.
we're not a monolith.
Well, I got to take it back to the plantation.
Okay, historian.
I think it's important that we understand the history of why black men are so fragmented.
Good point.
We have been, as African American men from the plantation, we were taken from our families. That's why we have reunions. That's why white folk don't have reunions, family reunions. Black folk do that because we've been displaced all over the American diaspora. And
Very true.
And so being from that plantation space, we haven't had time to coalesce around, our own culture and community because we were stripped and robbed of being with our own family, our mothers, our daughters.
Then how do we?
And that's real.
Then how do we get up and get to the front of the line? Oh man, I know it was slightly rhetorical.
God, that's a hard
Yeah.
question to ask.
Slightly rhetorical. Yeah. 'Cause I ain't got no answer either.
I don't
Nobody
either.
has, 'cause that's
No,
a
no,
question
but
we've been having to ask
But
for a
you
long
know I know what you did right there.
But here, so,
I didn't let that pass. I know what you just did.
so but it also deals with the fact that black men generally have been ignored in the DNC.
Truth.
Sorry, straight black men.
Yep.
They've been ignored in the DNC. Straight black men are ignored in the church.
Uh-oh. So before I told you this was political go-to. Before I say this,
Slow your roll now.
Sorry.
Don't be talking about that church.
before I let Rev jump into this one, statement from the audience: black men don't know what they want because they don't know who they are, and that's no knock on black men. It's just because they were taken.
Plantation.
Back to what you said.
I mean,
Now, John opened the proverbial religious box.
oh man.
No, but dude,
I gotta use the bathroom.
But here,
Why you got to go to the bathroom now, Rev?
but seriously,
Like a fourth
when
grade.
you walk
gotta go,
when you walk into a church,
got a
right now,
phone
when you walk
call.
into a black church,
Right.
Straight black men don't go unless they're married, unless they already have a family. Mm-hmm. But
But do you know why?
single straight black men are not in church.
Do you know why?
Why?
I'm asking. So no. So why?
Oh, I think I know why, but from my experience, church is emotional. See, we gravitate towards Islam, or the fruit of Islam, because that's not as an emotional space for men.
That's
I
interesting.
cry at church, but for us, crying is not masculine. Shouting and praising God and being emotional, that's not space that we're taught. And I think it's unhealthy.
I agree.
Us but that's just a reality that church is an emotional space, and men, black men in particular, tend to resist that emotional space.
Straight black men. you said.
Straight, single.
Straight black men.
And these the ones.
Now them other ones I don't know
Yeah,
about
I've seen some
them.
emotion.
but I'm that's real talk. That's what in my experience. That's what I've
do
experienced.
men on film.
Oh god.
But going back to what's going on with because we're talking about what the DNC right now.
Right.
The DNC has a job to do if they want to win, over, black men as a vote, or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't care.
Or maybe they don't.
Or maybe they don't.
Now you don't.
And-
You all
and
do.
Take that as a serious point.
And if they don't, then this is a wide opening for a non, because let's take MAGA off the table.
Yeah.
Let's take MAGA off the table because I can't support that agenda at all. But let's just say, if a John McCain was still living right now, and John McCain was running in this race, 10 years, 15 years younger than.
I would gladly take one at this stage.
If John McCain was running, Biden never would have won.
Correct.
Period.
Correct. No doubt.
That's true.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I agree.
Period.
But here's the thing. You don't have
And,
they don't exist no more. Everything's extreme politics.
So that's the whole thing, man. Everything's extreme politics because we have these corporate media conglomerates pushing that.
I'm not disagreeing.
But when you sit down and talk to people on an individual basis, their politics are not as extreme as
I got a little conservatism in me too.
I'm
now.
extremely conservative.
I'll tell anybody. I voted Democrat most of my life. However, there are some conservative ideals that I agree with.
I think black people
as a whole
are more conservative.
Well, I mean,
Black
let's
church itself is
let's look at history now. I don't want to go back to Abraham Lincoln and why he freed the slaves, but we as African Americans, we voted Republican up until the early
Republican
50s.
Yeah.
The Democrats used to be the Dixiecrats.
Correct.
Right. In some ways, still are.
Yeah.
There are pockets.
Yep. Yep.
So-
Yep.
So that's
Since you opened the proverbial Pandora's box,
I did.
Oh my God!
because one of the major issues.
Hey man, we gotta have this. This is a real space.
conversation.
I
no
gotta
doubt.
ask this because from a ministerial, from a Catholic standpoint, one of the major issues in this whole election was Roe v. Wade,
Yeah.
and I'll ask it in a two-parter because I'm curious. I'll start here, John, because
I have an easy answer for you. On
okay,
that. It's
so
an easy.
so
answer.
the audience will know. Traditionally, Catholicism says
Life starts.
life starts at conception. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what's your easy answer? to this?
But life starts at conception through natural death. That's the whole statement.
Okay.
That's the whole statement.
Okay.
And more often than
That's
not,
good, man.
the
That's-
Democratic Party is not in favor of the death penalty. You cannot be pro-life and pro-death penalty.
That's good, man.
Period.
Right. So
You
follow
cannot-
your own logic. If you go,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
you
you can't have it both ways.
Right.
You can't be pro-life and then anti programs to support single mothers. You can't be pro-life and not funding, Head Start programs.
Right.
You can't be pro-life and not wanting to do anything that's going to create any kind of infrastructure that's going to support these babies when they get here.
By the way, this is not an easy answer you're giving me, but keep going.
But now, can I?
No, it's an easy answer.
When you
In the
finish,
fact
let me
that-
know. Let me know. 'Cause I gotta.
in the fact that yes, I am pro-life,
Right.
but I am also pro the health and well-being of mothers, of women. I don't have a vagina.
Agreed.
I don't have ovaries.
Thank you for that confession.
Now we know.
I mean, he said it like I have an announcement to make.
Breaking news went across the
Right.
bottom of the screen.
Right. That's not.
Y'all missed this, didn't you? Yeah, y'all
so
missed
I
this.
can't. So it's not my responsibility to police a woman's body.
I agree.
Amen.
I agree.
Amen.
Absolutely.
100. 100.
And but at the other side, hold
but
on.
woman,
At
hold
the
on.
other side to it is, I don't think men should
Yeah,
be,
cook my dinner.
I don't think single fathers should be accountable for child support either.
Uh-oh.
If we don't have a choice in that.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm just going to say that.
I don't think that was
Whoa.
valid.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just going to.
Man, you were doing so
I
good.
agree.
So well.
I'm with him.
I know because here again, that's happening both ways.
Right.
You're
I
control. You're in control of your body. You're in control. Women's sexual health begins with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I agree. No disagreement there.
Well, let me chime in as a Protestant
Okay.
pastor,
Other side of the coin here.
and why I don't mind voting for Kamala Harris around the Roe v. Wade decision, my faith is not challenged at all, because if you look at the great experiment, the founding of America, the Constitution, that document is a document of choice. We were fighting against tyrannical dictators as colonists who wanted to determine our own fate for us without us having a choice. So America was founded, when we talk about pro-choice, the Constitution is a pro-choice document. So we get in the minutia of faith and state. If I tell a woman as a man of faith what she should do with her body, I become judge. My text tells me, judge not lest ye be judged. It's not my job to tell a woman what to do with her body as a person of faith. It is my job to counsel. It is my job to pray. But she's going to have to go into her own closet, talk to her God, and talk to her health professional, and make that decision for herself without me telling her what to do. And I can do that. Do I want a woman to have an abortion if they were in my circle? I would not. But I can't tell them as judgment that that's what they should do with their body.
Abortion should not be a first go form of birth control. Period. I don't think it should be a form of, it really should not be.
I got church members listening, so I can't say what I want to say.
It should not be the first option on the table. And I think where a lot of the Democratic Party or liberals, they throw the word abortion around too easily for me.
Now that part I agree.
That doesn't mean that here again I'm not one of these pro-lifers. I mean, I'm pro-life in the fact that we believe that it starts from conception till natural death.
Gotcha.
Period.
May I then?
Yes.
Because the other side.
You are very inquisitive tonight.
I've
You
got
are
a lot of questions tonight.
Man, I love it.
So the other side of the religious coin, if you will, is that as a Protestant minister, as a lifelong practicing Catholic, how do you reconcile your people of faith that are so pro-Trump? Like the evangelical Christian movement has just gone, like that's the Messiah in their eyes. And so being a person of faith, and from a Christian sense, can you reconcile that? Is that something?
Hey man, sorry, and I apologize in advance.
You about to say something ignorant.
I apologize in advance to all my church folk listening.
Here you go.
Them motherfuckers lost. I said it. I'm sorry, man. If you're gonna sit here and as a person of faith, you want to lift up pea grabbing, philandering cheat who doesn't pay his bills, who cheats out of everything that you can think of,
And convicted of
convicted
felonies.
Convicted of a felony 34 times.
You can't even vote, but you can run for president.
Sat there and called for the death penalty of these five innocent black men, or black and brown men.
Boys at the time.
Boys at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you want to reconcile that and your Christianity, then your Christianity is not really Christianity. What that is Christian nationalism. And so Christ stood against that. That's not, that's not what, that's not religious. That's not faith-based. That's satanic. That's some garbage. If that's what you believe, I want no part of what you believe.
Ooh. Minister?
What was the question? I was watching John King at the board.
No, I was just asking from a Christian man of faith perspective, with the evangelical movement that happened on the red side of the board, if you will.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile that?
Money talks.
And y'all okay with this? Is my question.
Oh
He's
no,
already
no,
gave
no.
his
I'm
answer.
oh no, no, no. I'm not.
But money talks.
Money talks. A lot of the faith leaders who follow Trump are in a tax bracket that he is going to give them benefit. Okay, so they're going to. And this is a part of it. This is, and so they're going to push him because they want to keep their kingdom intact financially. All right, that's number one.
Makes sense.
Then there's this other piece of those who are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Your parishioners will listen. Be careful.
No. I'm gonna be real with you. Those who are rigid and legalistic, and those who have a very religious piety that lacks the spirit thereof. And so they come out of this space where they feel like they have to impose their own ideology on the masses. And because his policies favor their ideology, they forget all of his morality.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Oh, so you saying basically it's convenience?
It's convenient.
It's financial convenience, financial prudence, and it's
And policy convenient.
yes, and so it's like the equivalency of turning the church into a marketplace.
Yes. And you know what Jesus did when he went in there.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what they did to Jesus afterwards, though.
But you know what happened 3 days later. Come on, don't let me preach now. Don't let me preach. He got up.
It's coming.
Don't get him started.
Don't get me. He got up.
That's my pastor.
And if he get up, I can get up.
Get up and go vote.
Yep. Go vote.
So
Those questions have been bugging me since this whole thing.
no,
started.
those are real questions, man, and you got to understand that even my church, we're live stream every Sunday,
Right.
and you wouldn't believe some of the hatred that is spewed in the chat during our live stream because we are a relatively liberal Catholic church.
Right. Right.
Man, we've even had like protesters come outside of our church calling us baby killers and all this other stuff because we supported Raphael Warnock a couple of years ago over Herschel Walker, which was
That wasn't even a
I mean, come on, golly.
Ain't anybody seen Herschel since.
Herschel got
Hersch.
dog walked.
He went back to Texas.
All pun intended.
Oh man,
Dog walk.
but that's.
But the whole thing about Roe v. Wade is, Donald Trump says he wants to give it back. He wanted to give it back to the states for the states to do, but that was a rouge. That was. I think the bigger question is how do we handle a Supreme Court that allows that to happen so easily? With the fact that they ruled that was legal, a 50-year law of the land, and in an instant, what else do you think is coming down the pipe?
Mitch.
Well, that's the problem.
Whatever they want. But here's
That's all they needed was the first domino.
So here's the other side to it, man, and this is kind of where I am. You ask about the religious, spot. How do I reconcile that? The same way that I reconcile myself being a black man in America. The same way that I think that the Constitution is of the United States is a genius document. It's flawed,
Of course.
but it's a starting point, is what it is.
Right.
it's a starting point, and it's fluid in that you can continue to improve upon it. Right. But when you start looking at the history of this country and holding that up against this Constitution and how this country has treated all of its non-white citizens. I mean, you know, I'm speaking from a black man's perspective, but if you want to talk about how they treated Asians in, you know, on the West Coast, if you want to talk about how they treated the Muslims, if you want to talk about how they treated hell the Native Americans first, even how they even how they treated the Irish when the Irish first came over here.
I ain't never gonna give them so much credit. But anyway, keep going. I hear what you're saying.
I'm just,
I know you're right.
Just calling it what it is. You know, this country is a piece of work. What did you say earlier? What was the first thing you said? This country is crazy.
It's crazy.
This country is nuts. But it's the only country I've lived in.
Right.
So this is my home. This is, you know, this is it. So yeah, I'm vested in its future.
Right.
But part of me might be okay if it comes crashing down because maybe it needs to.
Okay. So So first of
but I mean, you understand where.
But there's a
there's
a lot of collateral damage.
Oh, but no, that scares. It scares.
And I'm, you know,
it scares the hell out of me because I enjoy living.
A lot of collateral damage that can come with
I
it.
enjoy living. Let's just call it what it is. I enjoy living.
To make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs.
I don't want to be the egg.
There you go. I ain't Humpty
It goes.
Dumpty.
Can I be the grits?
No,
Or some eggs?
So it goes back to, you know, I don't want my children to. I mean, I really wish my kids could have gone to Mays High School. But Mays High School was not Mays High School. And I'm
Not
saying-
our Mays.
It's not the same. It is not the same. And they're like, well, it's because, you know, we don't have enough parents involved, parents like yourselves involved. You know, people have moved on and moved out. But you have to be the one to put your kids in and make sure that they stay on. And my question is, I wasn't willing to martyr my kids.
I'm not mad at you.
Yes, that's what it would have taken.
Right.
But I wasn't willing to martyr my kids. Yeah, you say for the greater good. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, when it's yours.
Let it be yours then.
Yeah,
Right.
when it's yours. You know, and I'll say the same
Now-
because obviously.
Now, if I was able to galvanize, you know, 50 other parents, and we all decided to do it, and we were able to do that, then maybe I would have agreed to do that.
But you know what those 50 other parents would have said? I'm not willing to martyr my child.
No, I'm saying if we were able to, the question is,
Why don't you think we have pastors who are standing on the front lines like Dr. King did? They don't want to get shot.
Physically or socially.
Yeah, they don't. So to your point, you know, and I think it's courage. I think there's a lack of courage of being the one that's gonna. Don't nobody want to be. Who's the first black man to get shot in the Revolutionary War? Don't nobody want to be Crispus Attucks.
Right.
And I'm sure he in the grave talking about, don't celebrate me, I got shot.
I'd like to live to tell the story and not be told about.
Exactly.
But on the flip side of that, there are the Malcolms, the Toussaints, the Dudi Boukmans, the Nat Turners that said, yes, celebrate me because I gave my life. This is what I was supposed to do in order for you to be able to live in this home that you have now. That says, yeah, you can exist here. So, yeah, celebrate my death because you said it. It's a courage thing. And honestly, I'm going to say this. When we watch this system, these Americans, the European Americans, the white Americans, let's just call it what it is, they will shoot their mama and eat their children to get where they need to get.
Where they need to go. Yeah. No doubt.
I'm not calling that courage, but what I'm saying is if we talk about how do black people get to the front of the line.
You're not calling courage, but it sure is commitment.
It's certainly commitment. They are willing to do whatever is necessary to get where they need to get.
Because
Do we have that level of conviction?
Or should we? Because
Well, that's another question.
there's a level of evil in that. There's a level of when you're sacrificing your own to get ahead. There's a moral compass that needs to be looked at.
I don't disagree with you, but I must ask: is murder evil?
Depends on the context.
And I'll leave that right there. I'll leave that right there.
people ask the people of Israel that every day.
Yes, that's evil. I'm gonna get your airways taken off, John. We don't want to go down that path.
Don't do that on the first day.
We don't.
bro.
Right. We just
started.
We just got
These
here.
ninjas.
I know one thing. Boy, them cookies look good.
Shout out the first batch.
to y'all who are watching us on what camera with my camera at, Bob bought some cookies.
Vegan cookie.
And I've been waiting for this hour so I can get me some cookies.
Hey man, get a cookie, man.
No, I'm not gonna do
I
that.
just had one on air. I was smacking it.
sure?
Right. Had to move it right.
Oh,
Stuff
man.
all over the mic. My bad, John.
So what are we looking at? How are we looking at?
Man, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good right now.
It's not looking good.
But it's
I
looking
mean,
like
it's,
I thought it was going
it's-
to look early. It's looking like I thought it was going to look early. They haven't gotten to the majority of the battleground states. I've said Michigan, I've said Wisconsin, and I've said, what's the other one? Pennsylvania. Should take them three.
Look,
Feel pretty good.
my map
But
had
those
her
are
at
not
like
done.
319 electoral
Yeah, but that's-
votes.
they haven't even
Now
got
I'm
to
like,
those
come
yet.
on, 270.
But they haven't even got to those
Just
particular
come on,
battleground states.
come on, 270.
You see what I'm saying? So it's moving, and I have a little bit of a problem because if you look at the map, most of these southern states have already been counted and
Except
declared,
Georgia.
right? That's my problem. Right.
Georgia
What's up?
is down 200,000. However, the bulk of Georgia, the urban votes come in later.
This is also
They're
where
saying Georgia
this
is
is also where
beginning to look
manipulation
blue.
comes in. That's my
It's starting to turn.
That's what they're saying. That's the word.
Now I'm a little sadistic. I'm the dude that likes to watch Fox News.
Oh, me too. I got it
But
recording.
that's actually a
I
good
got it
perspective.
recording.
That's actually a good perspective.
and
actually,
they're
yeah.
showing they've got Trump at 195.
Of course
So
they do.
yeah, we got them at 191
Of course
okay.
they do.
over here.
Okay.
So now, here's the thing,
They
man.
gave him Hawaii on
I-
it.
No, CNN got him at
Alaska,
172.
sorry, they gave him Alaska
Right.
already.
CNN way behind.
Yeah, MSNBC has them at 191.
Okay.
So that's somewhere. We're somewhere in there.
You know the most telling thing about this, looking at the 195 that Fox has, I don't really look at that number. What I'm looking at is there 38,588,428 people that think like this dude.
On my feed is 37, about 37 million.
Yeah.
37 million people.
Oh, there's your four. That switches at Montana.
And there's your problem.
And so yeah,
And there's your problem.
Trump don't bother me. It's the
It's
38
the-
million
that
people
think like that. Exactly.
That's what makes me a little bit nervous.
That makes me nervous too.
He gonna be who he gonna be.
Right.
Always has been. We saw it
So-
from Central Park 5.
So here's the other side to that, man.
205.
Oh,
When
really?
And Romeburg. Keep going. I'm sorry.
when you are a caged or cornered beast,
Yes,
you lash out.
I agree.
And I think this is conservative white America lashing out.
Well, you know what created Trump.
Barack Obama.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Without Barack, there'd be no Trump.
And if you
It-
think we gonna let this,
It woke up a lion, a dormant lion that was already there.
yeah.
It just needed to be poked, and Barack did the poking.
So
just by his presence, nothing more.
Now she's looking. Now the blue wall is solid, right now. She's leading the blue wall.
Trump's going to win Carolina.
I said that too. See, I gave him all southern states. I really did. I gave him all southern states.
You can't say that
Again.
yet.
Again,
66%
again,
reporting.
Pennsylvania.
I think he's gonna win Carolina
Michigan.
because the areas that the liberal areas of North Carolina were decimated in the hurricane.
And whoever was sitting president at the time
was
is
gonna
catch the
that
blame.
blame.
You're going to catch the blame for a natural disaster.
And yeah,
So, yeah, they got him.
I have so many people that were affected negatively that I know personally in the Asheville area, and I'm not even sure they were able to get to the polls, man.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
But Asheville, that would be a
Asheville is very liberal.
really
Yes,
Western. Well, I guess you're right.
Asheville-
Maggie Valley, that area.
Asheville itself is very liberal because it's the bastion of it's part of the North Carolina State College system there, and you got it's very cultural and it's Quaker country. In those mountains up there, it's a lot of Quakers, and the Quakers, if you know anything about Quakers were abolitionists.
Right. Now, I can't.
I need
'cause-
to get some juice, man.
Yeah, here. Unplug that. I'm not a polar predictor. I don't. Like I said, initially, my logic said that Kamala was gonna blow this thing wide open, and then my brain kicked in and said, "Well, you know this country, you know how it operates." So I said, "Let me peel back on that." So here's my question: if it goes the way it's continuing to go right now, matter of fact, shout out to my man Tommy out in Cali. He sent me a message about an hour ago and said Trump is going to blow her away. The way that it's moving, Trump is going to blow her away. And he's not a Trump fan. So, my question
He
is,
don't understand though.
if it goes that direction, what do we do? What now?
We keep living, man. I put a video out today on Facebook, and I'm like, look, my attitude is whoever wins, I'm going to continue to serve my God and live my life. I'm more concerned about the ramifications of the future
Right.
and my children and my children's children and how that'll affect them. But it's not going to impact me. I'm going to still continue to move.
And I
I'm
guess
gonna prepare my boys for an exit strategy.
I told Teresa tonight, I'm glad we got passports.
Me too.
Nah, I ain't going nowhere.
I didn't say me.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
didn't
I'm
say.
going nowhere either,
I
but-
didn't say me. But here's the thing: if it may come down to if they're going to have any type of economic opportunity for viability, the next 4 years could make a difference.
I'm still tripping on Mississippi. Why they didn't call Mississippi for Trump?
They did.
called it.
They did.
No, CNN has not.
MSNBC did.
Yeah.
Well, CNN has not.
CNN way behind.
Yeah, they just.
CNN is to keep the liberal TVs on. Because if they start showing what
Well, let
Fox
me
is
go to
showing,
MSNBC.
people will start flicking the TVs off. I just got through watching the episode of Succession, season 4, where they're doing the election. This is eerie.
Very
This is
similar.
eerie.
Have you seen that movie Civil War?
I have.
Civil War is basically 8 years after Trump.
Right.
It basically is.
Right.
And it scared the bejesus out of
I
me.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, it scared I was like, oh, we got to go vote. Nick Offerman, one of my favorite. He plays the president.
Yeah.
And he was like in his 3rd term as president of the United States.
Yeah. Third.
You like
How did they do that?
this guy?
We're right.
Well,
Welcome to Civil War America.
well.
Exactly.
So you look in exit strategy for your family.
For the boys.
For the boys.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, I may end up finding my way out too, but you know, but really, you know, at this point in my life, I'm not gonna do a huge pivot.
Right.
You know, I'm on a trajectory. If I do a pivot, it will become out of necessity, not out of desire.
Gotcha.
For them, they're starting off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they need a fighting chance.
They need a fighting chance.
Well,
It
but
might
you've
be
given
so-
but you've given them as a father. You've given them that fighting chance.
Absolutely. I've given them that fighting chance. I've exposed them.
Yeah.
They've seen different parts of the world. They're going to
Yeah.
continue to see different parts of the world. They know that the United States is not the end all be all. That American exceptionalism is BS. Again, I love my country,
Right.
but because it's mine.
Right.
But I'm not. I'd be lying if I said that this is the freest I felt when I was here.
Yeah.
I have felt freer in other places.
Yeah, like Vegas.
Can,
I'm just playing.
can I pivot for a second?
Sure.
That trending. Here's the real fun part. If the Senate and the House go,
And
it looks like that's what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it's going that way.
What's that?
it looks like that's the way it's
Say it
going
again,
to
Will.
go.
Free reign.
You said what now?
The Senate and the House
Senate-
are both moving.
The Senate,
To- to-
the House,
red.
to red.
the Supreme,
Yeah.
the Supreme Court,
Mm-hmm.
and the executive branch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. I holler. Deuces. Africa, here I come.
You might get your wish, John, to see this
A
thing.
lot sooner
tumble.
than you.
Bruh.
A lot sooner than
I'm
you
not saying
anticipate.
that's your wish.
No, I think at the
It's
the
not-
end of the
it's
day, I
not
think
my-
Kamala's gonna win.
Kamala?
Kamala.
He done fell into the trap.
Dang it, I'm MAGA
Team
already.
MAGA already.
Where's your red hat? I get me a red hat. I was gonna say make Atlanta great again. How about that?
Please. Please.
Somebody gonna miss
1 million Negroes inside.
right. Get it, Omni.
Well, look, I got to get out of here,
Me
y'all.
too. I'm right behind.
Yeah.
John, this has been real. We got to
Hey,
do this
man.
again, brother.
Hey man,
this is fun, man.
this is gonna be, this is what it is. So hey y'all, I guess we're gonna sign off. It's kind of weird signing off at this point, but
It is
I hope this
We-
is not
we-
indicative of what the night is gonna do.
we might have to come back tomorrow and do a follow-up.
Finish it up.
This is interesting.
It is interesting.
Shout out to my family out there, moms, dad, everybody out there listening.
Shout out to my wife and
My sister
Mackenzie.
said hello, by the way.
Hey,
Hey.
Shalina. Sup, Shalina? Somebody texted me. I think it was your mama. I don't know.
Probably.
You need to be teaching your brother Bobby. I think that was your mama.
Wait.
Is
hold
this
on.
her number?
Hold on. That looked like her number. Yep, that's my mama.
Hey, mama.
Hey,
I gotta lock you in. I thought I had you in here.
And wait.
Ah, there
And
it
wait.
is.
What?
Look, my sister asked me earlier.
My Jesus.
She said, now, you know something I hate? Before we sign off, I got to say this. I got to get this off my chest. This whole shaming people, I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate propaganda anyway. But the whole who you vote for is private, but if you vote, everybody will know. Like, come on. Why we going to push this? This how we want to get people to move? Like, so my point is,
you
if
seen your
y'all want to
phone?
know, go check my, did your neighbor.vote or whatever that thing is. Go look me up, and you will see that I have voted in every election since Barack. The whole thing is, I always believe that politics is local. We can get locked in on the presidency all we want to. That's fine. I'm not judging it. But y'all be careful about wondering what people are doing or saying. So I was asked earlier, why don't you ever vote? Why don't you vote? I was like, just because I don't go sky high for presidency don't mean I'm not
Right.
dealing with school superintendents.
Yeah,
on, man.
judges.
Hold on, man. My son wants to say something.
Oh, gotta get it.
All right, you are on speaker and on the microphone.
Hey peoples.
What's up, Benj?
This is a Vision Review. I want to say y'all need to pray, bro. I say just start praying. I'm sorry, I don't want to be like this, but like,
Hang in there, brother. Hang in there. It's gonna be all right. We gonna pull this thing through. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I'm looking up on Google. I just keep watching states turn red. I'm like,
You about
what?
to go crazy.
They called Wyoming before they even counted all the votes. It was 3% in. They were like, Trump won. I was like, what?
That's not a
Wyoming.
battleground. It's not
Hey,
a
man.
battleground.
Kamala had more popular votes than they called it.
Y'all, I gotta be out.
Okay.
I see y'all later. Benjamin, you
Hey,
gonna
man,
be good.
We out, y'all.
Ben, we're
Hey,
gonna be good.
we
man.
gonna do this
actually about
again?
to sign off, dude. I'll hit you back.
All right.
All right. Hey, y'all. we got to sign off the right way. Well, Greg is out. Greg is out. All right.
Say. Wow.
Greg got the TT.
Okay. I got TT.
Listen, man, this is the first time we've had, according to the council, in probably about 9 years, and so it's good to see you guys too. I'm glad you guys checked us out, and I hopefully, tomorrow turns out a little different than what we're seeing right now. The real reason why I don't want this Joker to win, because them red hats are gonna be everywhere. And they gonna feel they're gonna feel so emboldened, man.
They go to Truist Field and swag surf.
Stop it.
They go hijack y'all HBCUs.
I do not want to see any swag surfing happen at Truist Field. That would be tragic.
It would be.
That would be tragic.
Man, I had the PP since Georgia was at 15%.
TMI, brother, TMI.
9 years ago, we'd have gone straight through this thing. Bladders
No
is
more.
different now.
Man,
That prostate is
all
about
hit
get checked. Get checked,
That
brothers.
50 hit was something
Get
different.
checked.
the check engine light don't came on.
Woo. I feel good now. Let's do another hour.
Well, y'all go right ahead.
But listen, y'all. Hey, blessings. And we still live? We still on?
Yeah, we're still on, man.
Listen, man. John, thank you
Yes, sir.
for having this platform for us to speak, and hopefully we'll get more involved and more people, and we get the word out. We can continue to have these conversations that are
We
going to
gotta
be
figure
engaging.
out, when, how often we want to do this and when we want to do it, and if y'all are feeling this, man,
Let us know.
Chime in, let us know, hit us up, and if you're feeling the format of 4 adults in the room talking, I mean, because
Real talk.
Because one of the things I consume, and I'm wrapping this up, I promise, but I got to say this: I consume a lot of YouTube, social media, a lot of it, probably more than I probably should, and it's a lot of garbage being spewed out here.
Yeah, real talk.
From relationship talk to life and finances, it's a lot of BS. And I think, there's a space for rational thought amongst,
this country?
amongst black men, and or from the perspective of black men. And I think that I think we got a voice in something. You ask, how do we position ourselves? We start by having a voice.
Yeah.
Respect
Well,
that.
appreciate you for the platform, my brother.
Yeah.
For sure.
So with that being said, we're sitting here watching how democracy plays out. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Sign us off, Will.